app very soon after the end of the class. And the quiz is already up. So you'll be able to do that at your leisure, anytime you want. I've had a couple of questions from people, about face-to-face classes. I'm not particularly planning to do anything like that. Actually, I'm not planning to do any face-to-face. If you want to meet up for some reason, whether you want to have some kind of face-to-face meeting, maybe it's best if you let me know. Otherwise, I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm just going to carry on with the online approach. I mean, I'm enjoying the Zoom classes. I think it works really nicely. The response from the students in the quizzes has been great. So I'm not particularly seeing a problem. So if you really, really, really want to meet up face to face, please let me know. Otherwise, I don't think I'll do that. I've had some messages from some people, particularly saying that, you know, they live they're a long way from Tsuru now. So it's kind of difficult to come in and do a class. So yeah, I completely understand that. Makes a lot of sense. I don't want to drag you in from all over the place. Just as a matter of interest, because I'd like to get people speaking a little bit here. There's Hosaka Misa. Could you put your microphone on, Misa, for 1 second? Hope you don't mind.
Yes,
Hi. So where are you now?
I live in Kofu.
You're in Kofu. That's right. Okay, fair enough. And it's really difficult to get from Kofu, actually. Do you drive?
No.
You don't, yeah. By train, yeah. I mean, it's really difficult, isn't it? I know that from Kofu. So yeah, and lots of people are further away than that. So I'm not particularly thinking about dragging people in. So unless you really, really want to have a face-to-face class of some kind, I'm thinking I won't do it. If I do it, I'll do it. If I do any face-to-face, I might go into the classroom at some point, but I'll do the same thing. I'll just do this from the classroom, and then if people want to come in, they can, I guess. But I'm not particularly planning to do that. So unless people request it, I may not do it. That's what I'm thinking. Anyway, I'm not particularly thinking about doing face-to-face. So let me know if you chat, if you got you really want to come in, you want to see me, let me know, right? Otherwise, I'm just going to carry on like this, keep going, because I don't really see any problem with this. It's working rather nicely, particularly for big classes. I think in many ways, Zoom is better than face-to-face. It's easier to point to things, easier to explain things. So, I'm going to carry on. Okay, guys, anyway, let me just look at last time. Yep.
Can you hear me?
Sure, yes.
I have a little problem with my name on Zoom.
Oh, yeah.
Like
TS, is it?
So can I get out from this room once?
Sure, yeah, please, no problem.
Okay. So
you're going to go out and come back, you?
Yeah.
Okay,
so
no.
Just a minute.
Yeah, no problem. Don't worry about it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so he's gone. I expect he'll be coming back in a second. I think I'll just carry on though, because it's all going to be on the YouTube video later in any case, so you can kind of check it out. Okay, shall I wait for him or? Okay, let me just. I mean, it's not going to do any harm, is it? I'll go into screen share. We are recording, aren't we? Yes. Okay, we're recording, so there shouldn't be a problem. just going to go into screen share. And here is the stuff. Here we go. Oh, got two people there. I've got a question about, yeah. Murakami Yume, you're in, right? No problem. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, and so who's TS then? Oh, got some people coming in. Okay, so it's Tomoya, is it?
Yes.
Okay, great. So you're in, right? No problem?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Thanks very much. No problem with that. Yeah, okay, so I'll just carry on. What are we doing here? Okay, I'm just going to show you the stuff from last time. This is from October 23rd, 2 weeks ago. And okay, here we go. There's a couple of things here. I don't know what that is. People doing funny numbers and the yen sign and stuff like that. I don't know what it's supposed to check, I expect. It wasn't me, though. Right? Somebody did that for some reason. I don't know why he did that, but it doesn't really make any difference. So you can see all the stuff coming in here. You can check that if you want, I suppose. Make sure there's no problem. A few people doing twice. That's fine. I'll just scroll through here very slowly so you can see. Lots of people doing it twice. That's a good idea. If you didn't do it yet, don't worry, but do it sometime. That's where you're going to get your grades from. So a lot of people doing more than once. Yeah, we have got a lot of people here. Oops, didn't mean to do that. That's a mistake. Sorry. Okay. Oops. All right, didn't mean to do that. Anyway, you got the idea. I don't think there's any particular problem there. Yeah, you got the idea from that, I think. Now I can't close it without showing people. Hang on. Let me just go out for a second and then I'll go back and get rid of it. Okay. Anyway, so you can see that. It's all right, isn't it? I don't think there's anything to worry about. Okay, let me just go back in then. What have I done? Completely forgotten this. Okay, we go. So here's the, here actually is the quiz from last time. This is October 23rd. And do you know, I've forgotten to do, I've completely forgotten to do a magic word today. It doesn't matter, I suppose. Yes. So the magic word from last time was context. Right? Be careful you get that right. It's kind of just an easy check that you've, watched the video, I suppose, or attended the class. We are 72 people, 70 more actually, people coming in. Okay, yes. So we're getting a lot of people attending these classes, so it's pretty good, even though it's morning. And people are watching the videos. People are doing the quizzes. Yeah. So the magic word is context. Try and get the magic word right. If you don't get it right, then your score goes down. Transmit meaning means to. Transmitting is not acceptable because grammar. Yeah. You have to follow the clue, the hint, carefully there. Transit, not really. What's that? Tear sig is what that is. In task-based language learning is seen as a struggle with meaning. That's right. So we're talking about meaning in language learning. Sense with meaning, not really. Science, no, not really. He gave them a book, sounds okay, but he donated them a book, sounds strange or sounds funny. Bad, yeah. I don't think it sounds bad. I'm not going to really accept that. Sounds a bit strange, basically. I think to say it sounds bad is going a bit too far, so I'm not going to accept that. But that's one of the mysteries of language. I don't know if you're interested. He gave them a book, is okay, but he donated them a book. Sounds a little bit funny. You know, why is that? Because how do we learn that? Because we never hear these bad examples. So how do we know that they're bad? Okay. Still got people coming in. And Stephen Pinker wondered how native speakers can learn that such examples can know. Yeah, I don't know really about that. That such examples are ungrammatical. Yeah, I'm going to stick with learn rather than know, I think. There's a problem of learnability because native speakers never hear the bad examples. So if you never hear it, how do you learn it, right? Yes. If native speakers never hear the bad examples and no one says they're bad, how do they know they're bad? Yes, that's right. I'm going to go with that. And okay, learn and know. I give you accepted no here. Identify, a little bit funny. Recognize, not bad. Recognize that they bad. No, I'm not going to accept that. Simpler. There's a simpler choice. Pinker suggests that the meaning of words like contribute, the semantics meaning, is different from words like give. Yes. So, I mean, like words like donate, the giver is more important than the receiver. Yeah. Giving is more important than receiving is correct. Giving, more important than receiving. The Bible said it is more blessed to give than to receive. Important. Yeah. That's not bad, but I'm not going to accept it because the Bible actually says it's noble or blessed. Tone also influences meaning. There is a rising tone in question sentences, yes. There's a falling tone at the end of lists. Down tone. Yeah, it's not really a down tone, falling tone. Meaning in context is pragmatics. Morphology, no. Pragmatic is close. Semantics, not really. Syntax, no. Pragmatics. Meaning in context. And the magic word was context. Okay. It's hot in here may mean let's open the window or let's turn the air conditioner on. Yes. Implications. Yeah, it is an implication, but that's not the correct answer here. The word run carries the meaning that both feet are off the ground at one time. For human beings, certainly. Oops. Somebody coming in. Sorry. 2 feet are 2 feet off the ground. That's kind of okay, isn't it? It might change that thing. Yeah, I may change that. All feet. Not bad. Actually, I did all feet. Okay, the frame for the word restaurant probably includes a waiter who serves the customer. Yes. Serve grammar. No. Treat, not really. No. Waits the customer. No. Serves. The waiter serves the customer. The frame for the word read probably includes two entities, a person who reads and a thing that is read, correct? Thing that is reading, no. Thing that is book, that's right, I guess, but it's not really quite grammatically acceptable. The frame for the word see probably includes two entities, someone or something that sees and a thing that is seen. Yes, good. Okay, so you got the idea here, right? I mean, just the meaning, right? The meaning of words, these things sort of factor into the meaning somehow. We know that somebody like a walk, there's just somebody who walks, right? Something that somebody that walks, someone or something that walks. Yeah. Grammar, really, in this case, that moves. Well, it's not. Yeah, moves, I guess, but it's like moves in a certain way, walks, right? The frame for the word eats probably includes someone or something that eats, and a thing that is eaten. Yes, that's a very straightforward grammatical point there. So people coming in, don't worry, you can always watch this later. A word like chair refers to an object in the world. Yes. The meaning of a word like sit refers to a situation in the real world. Yes, situation. According to Pierce, there are three kinds of sign: index, icon, and symbol. Well done. Signal, no. Spelling. An icon is a natural sign. For example, in this picture, smoke is a sign of fire. Burning isn't bad, actually, but I don't think I'll accept that. An icon is a sign that looks like something. Yes, not books. That's a careless miss. A smiley face is an example of a true icon. Yes, because it looks like something. A smiley icon. Yeah, I mean, you could say that, I suppose, but that's not really what I'm looking for here. Smiley face. We could say that onomatopoeic words like your gisego and gitaigo and things like that are iconic. They are icons in a sense, right? Bang. Right? That's kind of sounds like the thing. Growl, growl. It sounds like something. So it's iconic. Onomatopoeic words sound like something. Yes. Look like something, not really, right? Because they're words, so they kind of sound like something. So they're, iconic in that sense. The word roar sounds like a noise made by an animal such as a lion is good. Tiger is okay. I gave a few of those actually. Spelling. For English speakers, this word sounds like the noise made by a dog. Of course, there was a picture there. Wolf. I don't think I'll accept that. Not human, no. Made by an animal, yeah, but a particular kind of animal. Right? However, the sound made by an animal is indexical. Yeah, so in other words, if you hear a dog barking, going whoop, whoop, you know there's a dog there, right? So that's an index, it's a natural sign. If you hear a lion going wow, then there's a lion there, right? And that's an index. So for animals have to be tuned into these indexes very carefully. If you're not, you could probably get eaten. If you hear the actual sound made by an actual lion, means that the lion is near. Yes. There, yes. Here. Don't know about here. The lion is real. I suppose that's true, right? But I don't think I'm going to accept that. The lion is barking. The dog is barking. The study of signs is called semiotics. Well done. Semiotics rather than semiotic, which is an adjective, not pragmatics. The study of meaning in context is called pragmatics. The word something is a more scientific word meaning grammar. It's basically, oops, what happened there? I think I forgot to put the answer in. I'll change that, all right? 38 should be syntax. I think I'll change that now. A word is a special 38. Remember 38. Let me just write it down so I don't forget. But I should be able, yeah, that was going to be syntax. Yeah, I forgot to put the answer in, I think. I'll change that so you will get you'll get the score there. A word is a special sign that has sound, grammar, and meaning. That's right. Yeah. So if you think about it, sort of a lion's roar has sound and it kind of has meaning. It means there's a lion there, right? At least the way we interpret it. Non-linguistic signs such as this one have a form and a meaning, but no grammar. Yes. So signs, they're not words. They have a form, they have a meaning. So an index has a form and meaning. An icon has a form and a meaning. A smiley face has a form, it has a meaning. But there's no grammar. Yeah, so words, human language have grammar. And that's kind of the difference, I suppose, between natural signs, animal communication, and human communication. No sound. Yes, I guess that's true. It's not really what I'm after, though. This is a symbol because it is not a natural sign and does not look like anything. It is just arbitrarily decided in culture. Yes, you can see the hint there. Decided. So you have to fit in with that. Okay, so you got the idea. I think that's all right. Let me see if I can change this. Let me see if I can go in here. And what did I just say? 38, right? 38. Uh-huh. So the word, this should be syntax, is a more scientific word meaning grammar. That's it. Okay, so that may, but you'll get the score. Now when I check it again later, I will check these things. When? In February? Definitely, yeah. You'll get the score that it'll come up. Okay. No, I can't find the one I'm looking for. Where is it? Okay. I can't find it. Ah, here we are. This is the one. Right, so here's today's. And do you know what? I haven't actually done a magic word here. Yes, I have. Oh, I have done. Okay, I have done a magic word. Right, no problem. So there is a magic word there. And it's 25 points. The magic word is ambiguity. Ambiguity, ambiguity, ambiguity. And we will be focused very much on ambiguity today. Okay, let me just come out there. Don't think we have any problem, except my mouse might be packing in. I don't know. Okay, then, guys, going to get started. And don't think we have any questions. Everybody's okay. So I'm going to go straight in and do it. Okay, then. So we're going to do today's, this is today's stuff. You can see that there. Let me move that down for a moment. And let me just get this out of the way. Okay, and here's today's PowerPoint slides. And we're going to do this. This is today's topic, ambiguity. Now let me just, oops. This ambiguity comes from the Latin word ambiguitatem. Ambiguitatem or something. Or it's a Latin word. Sounds a bit like some sort of Harry Potter magic word because they are all Latin pretty much. So ambiguitatem is Latin and ambiguity is the words today. And basically the meaning of ambiguity is two meanings. Right? It's kind of not clear. Right? If something is ambiguous, it has maybe two meanings, or somehow the meaning is not clear. Right? And the word ambiguity has been used in English from about the 15th century. English is a very new language, actually. It's not very old. So I suppose, 500 years, not very long. But Latin has been used for much longer. goes back thousands of years. And that's where it comes from. So ambiguity, now you're probably thinking, well, who cares? Why do I care about ambiguity? Maybe you don't. But in linguistics, ambiguity is rather important. Okay, I'm going to say that again. When studying meaning, particularly, the question of ambiguity is rather important. You're thinking, why? Well, if you think about it, as I've been saying, meaning is very mysterious. Right? Nobody really knows what meaning is. What's the meaning of meaning? We don't know. Right? Is meaning real? Right? Where is meaning? What is it? Right? Nobody knows. Right? So it's a very mysterious thing. Meaning is a mystery. What's the meaning of I don't know, a word like pen? Right? You can, there's different ways to do it. You can handle that, but nobody really knows what it is. You can say that pen means something to write with. Okay, so you see a pen, something to write with, but then you say, well, what's the meaning of something to write with? Right? And then if you say, for example, I don't know, this is a pen. Right? This is a pen. So what's the meaning of that? And you could say, well, the thing we're both looking at equals a thing to write with, right? But you've still got it's just, you've just said another sentence, right? And you think, well, what does that mean? And then you can do the same thing with, like, you say, this is a pen. So what does that mean? You say, it's koryo appendes, right? And they say, well, what does that mean? I mean, that's just Japanese. You just made it into Japanese. So what does that mean, right? So it's very difficult to pin down meaning. You're always kind of saying, well, what does that mean? What is the meaning of meaning? And as I've been suggesting, the question of, like, what is the meaning of meaning? What does meaning mean? That's been, puzzling human beings for thousands of years. What is this? What does it mean? So anyway, it's very mysterious. And one of the ways that we then try to study meaning is by finding things where there's more than one meaning. Right? We find stuff where there's more than one meaning. So ambiguity is important in linguistics, particularly in modern English linguistics, perhaps. I'll get to that later. Okay, then. So ambiguity is important in linguistics. That's really the point, right? Ambiguity. I'm going to say ambiguity a million times today. So you should at least learn that word by the end of the class, and the magic word. So basically, it says it could mean more than one thing. Right, now this is going to be in the quiz. Let me move that over there. Something could mean more than one thing. I like this because it's easier to point. Yeah. If I'm in the classroom, I try to point to this stuff. It's kind of not very easy. Okay. Anyway, so basically, it could mean more than one thing. You kind of look at this, and our brains, right, try to make sense of this, right? So kind of think, what's that? We look at it and we think, what's that? What does that mean? Right? And then we sort of look at it and we think, oh, there's an eye there. There's a kind of an eye here. There's a nose here. It looks like a kind of woman's face or something. Yeah. But then if you look sort of on this side and you think that's just shadow and hair, and so, oh no, but actually look, there's this man with a nose there. Yeah. Man with a nose, and then messed it up again. And he's playing some musical instrument, it seems. Yeah, playing some musical instrument. I think he's playing a saxophone. Yeah, that's going to be in the quiz, saxophone. So get that right. Right. So the guy's playing a saxophone. And then his legs, and I suppose here's the bit of the saxophone. Don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. But, you can kind of see this man playing the saxophone. So this picture is ambiguous. Right? It's ambiguous. Got two possible interpretations, two possible meanings. either a woman's face or this funny man with a big nose playing the saxophone. Okay. So it's ambiguous. Right. That's it. Right. It's just a demonstration. So picture can be ambiguous. And then this is a kind of famous one, I suppose, kind of boring, but there you go. You got these two shadow faces, these silhouettes. There's a nose and a mouth and a chin, like two faces facing each other. Yeah, this is very famous. But is it actually really that, or is it a picture of some kind of goblet or vase, I suppose? Something you put liquid in here, maybe, or something like that, some kind of funny glass thing. So again, you've seen those before, right? And they're ambiguous, right? So these are images. They're pictures, but they are ambiguous images. What does it mean? Our brain sees it, and we're thinking, what is it? And we can kind of switch, right? We switch like back and forth all the time. We're looking at it, think, oh, 1 second we look at it, and we think it's the faces. Then the second time we look at it, we think it's the goblet or the vase or whatever it is. So it's weird, it's strange, right? Our minds do this. Yeah, our minds are allowed to do this very quickly. It takes a little bit of time to switch. Right? If you try doing that yourself. I mean, try to see, first of all, see it as the face, and then see it as the goblet. Right? It's quite easy to switch between those two things, but it takes a little bit of time. Yeah, you take maybe a second or two to make that switch. But anyway, that's the point. It's ambiguous. And we get ambiguity in language, and they give one example here. This is taken off the internet. It says, I'm a linguist. I love ambiguity more than most people. Right? I love ambiguity more than most people. Think about that. Try and make sense of that, what it means, right? I don't know how you interpret this. I love ambiguity more than most people. What does that mean? Yeah, that's going to be in the quiz. So the linguist, there's the question here, right? Ambiguity. Now, the linguist loves ambiguity more than what? More than most people. More than most people. What do you mean? More than most people. Because this more than most people is ambiguous. There's two ways to interpret that. And maybe now try and do that, right? Try and make sense of that. I'm a linguist. I love ambiguity more than most people. Try and figure out what that means. Do that in your head. And then you're thinking, okay, what does it mean? More than he loves most people. Right? So I love ambiguity more than I love most people. Is that what he means? Or more than most people love ambiguity. So I love ambiguity more than most people love ambiguity. Right? More than most people love ambiguity. And it's like basically, you can interpret two ways. So I love ambiguity more than most people. I love ambiguity more than I love most people, right? Or I love ambiguity more than most people love ambiguity, right? So there's a kind of bit there where you can interpret it. You can fill it in two possible ways. Don't worry too much about that, but it's going to be in the quiz. So, try and figure it out yourself. Have a think about that. And very often you'll get ambiguity appearing in lots of different situations. And I'm going to put these in the quiz, right? So check these out. Again, I took these off the internet. These are examples of signs. You'll see these on walls and also newspaper headlines where you've got very short sentences. And because they're very short, very often you get two meanings coming out. Now, I want you to think about these, right? I want you to think about the ambiguity. It's not easy, right? Because you're doing this in a foreign language, essentially. But I still want you to try, right? So you've got this: young girls wanted for pickling and bottling, right? Young girls wanted for pickling and bottling, and I put these in the quiz. So think about this: young girls wanted for pickling and bottling. What does that mean? Right? Now, is it young girls? Right? Is it young girls wanted to do the job of pickling and bottling? You want young girls to do that job. You're looking for young girls to pickle things, right? To make pickles and put them in bottles, right? Right? Or do you want the young girls and you're going to pickle the young girls and put the young girls in the bottle? Okay, clearly, it's probably the first one, right? You don't really want to pickle young girls and put young girls in a bottle, right? But it's ambiguous and it sounds like that, right? It sounds a bit like you want to actually pickle and bottle the young girls. And that's what kind of makes it funny. Yeah, we get kind of humor. Maybe you don't. But as native speakers, we get this, it comes, the image comes in. We get that image, and it's a very strange image, that you want to pickle young girls and put them in bottles. And that's kind of weird. So it's a bit funny, right? Kind of makes us laugh. Let's go through this one. You've got this one: Mom, this is actually a newspaper headline. Mom, so mother, leaves a child, outside a bar, in the rain, to drink beer. Okay. And if you look at that, the problem here is you say, well, who's drinking the beer? Right? I mean, there's the mother. Mother's leaving the child outside the bar, and the child's in the rain, and to drink beer. Who's drinking the beer? Is it the mother who's drinking beer, or is it the child who's drinking beer? And then you think, well, obviously it's the mother, right? Yeah, okay, but it's ambiguous. Could be the child. And that is a funny image, right? It's a funny image that the child is drinking beer outside the bar. And, that's where the humor comes from. It's ambiguous. It's ambiguous. Okay, these are going to be in the quiz, so be careful with these, right? And then you got this one here. So one-armed man applauds the kindness of strangers, right? So applauds is ambiguous, right? Applauds could mean you just say something nice, say something good about the kindness of strangers. But also applauds could mean like you're clapping, like that. Yeah. And of course, if you say one-armed man applauds the kindness of strangers, well, you cannot do that, right? Because a one-armed man only has one arm. Okay, so it kind of sets up this funny image, right? So people find that funny because of the ambiguity of applauds. Applauds is ambiguous. Okay, then what about this one? Cops shoot dead serial offender. So cops, police, shoot dead serial offender. Now this is a syntactic thing, right? Shoot, right? Shoot dead, right? If you shoot somebody dead, shoot dead, right? It's a kind of phrasal verb. Shoot dead means you shoot them and kill them, right? And then a serial offender, some criminal who continues to make offenses, to do something bad for a long time. Yeah, that's one possibility. There's also cops shoot and then dead serial offender, right? So in other words, they shoot a serial offender who is already dead. Yeah. And if you shoot a serial offender who's already dead, well, why would you do that? Right? They're already, he's already dead. So why would you shoot them? Anyway, you get the idea, right? I mean, and obviously it doesn't mean the second one, but we kind of get that meaning, and it's funny. Oops. Mongolian man, this is an easy one. Mongolian man gets hero's welcome, yeah, for subduing Filipino passenger with knife. Yeah. Now this is a kind of an easy syntactic one. Who has the knife? Right? Does the Mongolian man have the knife, or does the Filipino passenger have the knife? Yeah. It's like, it's not really particularly funny, but, it's like there's two possibilities. And this is a syntactic, structural ambiguity. We'll come to that later. Students cook and serve grandparents. Okay, so students cook and serve grandparents. Now, I suppose you're basically thinking, okay, there's a student, right? And they cook something, right? They cook something. I don't know what they cook. Pancake, apparently. Yeah, pancake breakfast. So the students cook pancakes and they serve the pancakes to their grandparents. That's easy, right? And there's no problem with that. But it's also the possibility the students cook, right? And then they serve their grandparents. And they serve grandparents. Does serve grandparents mean you serve something to the grandparents, or does it mean you serve your grandparents? In other words, you cook your grandparents. You cook your grandparents and serve them to somebody. Okay. So you're thinking, well, that's stupid. You're obviously not that. Yeah, I know it's true. I mean, you're not going to, you don't really think that the students cook their grandparents and serve them to somebody. But, that ambiguity is there. Right? So it sounds a bit funny. It makes people laugh. Ambiguity. Man accused of killing lawyer receives a new attorney. Right? Lawyer and attorney is, I'm sorry. Lawyer and attorney has basically the same meaning. Lawyer and attorney, two words with the same meaning. Accused of killing lawyer receives a new attorney. And you think, well, why? Why do you get a new attorney? Is it because is it because he killed the lawyer? Anyway, think about that one. That's not going to be in the quiz though. And then you've got this one. Kids make nutritious snacks. Kids make nutritious snacks. Think about that one. Well, kids, so you're thinking this, what does this mean? It means kids like bake or cook these nutritious snacks, perhaps these cookies here. But it also means kids make nutritious snacks. In other words, kids are nutritious snacks to eat. Yeah, so if you eat the kids will be nutritious snacks. So there's that other meaning. Now, I know we don't really think that. We don't interpret it that way because it's a bit crazy, but that other meaning does exist. What about this one? Please do not put anything in the toilet. And you think, well, not anything? Don't put anything in the toilet? What do you mean don't put anything in the toilet? You must put something in the toilet. That's what a toilet's for. So there's a kind of funny ambiguity there. Got a few of these others. I'll just throw these up quickly for you to think about. Eye drops off shelf. Eye drops are these funny things you drop in your eyes. And you get them off the shelf. In other words, you can buy them off the shelf. Or maybe there's an eye, right? An eye that drops off the shelf. It's ambiguous. Prostitutes appeal to Pope. Appeal to could mean you ask for something, or it could mean they're liked by somebody. Stolen painting found by tree. Stolen painting found by tree. So stolen painting is found by a tree. Could be next to a tree, or maybe a tree actually finds. All right, stupid. I know it's stupid. All right, but it's ambiguous. Lung cancer in women mushrooms. Right, in this case, lung cancer. Mushrooms goes up. Right, goes up. Or maybe mushrooms who are women mushrooms, which is a bit stupid, but there you go. It's ambiguous. Dealers will hear car talk. Yeah. Car talk could mean a talk about cars, right? A talk about cars. Somebody's talking about a car. Or it maybe means that the car is talking. So it's like that's the ambiguity. That it's stupid. I mean, I know it's stupid, right? But it's ambiguous, right? Minors refuse to work after death. In this case, there's a death. Somebody dies, and then they refuse to work. Or maybe the minor is saying, "I'm not going to work after I die." Right? Clearly, that's not the interpretation you're looking for, but it's ambiguous. Well, think about these. I'm just throwing that up there, right? And you'll get these things happening all the time. Man eating piranha mistakenly sold as pet. Man eating piranha could be either man eating a piranha or a fish that kind of eats people. Grandmother of 8 makes hole in one. Grandmother of 8 makes hole in one. Oops, sorry. Hole in one is obviously golf reference. What's going on here? And the grandmother of 8, she's got 8 grandchildren, and she's playing golf and she gets a hole in one. Or it maybe means she's got 8 grandchildren, and accidentally she makes a hole in one of her grandchildren. Yeah? So I know it's stupid, but it's ambiguous. 7-foot doctors work in the area. 7 foot. 7-foot doctors, they're foot doctors, they're doctors for feet. Or maybe they're 7-foot doctors, they are 7 foot tall, which would mean about 2 meters. They're very tall doctors. Angry cow injures farmer with axe. Angry. It's like, I know it's stupid, right? I know. Angry, but it's ambiguous, right? It's angry cow injures farmer with axe. And you think, well, who's got the axe? Right? Is it the farmer has an axe? Well, it must be the farmer who has the axe, but it sounds like the angry cow injures the angry cow has got the axe. I mean, how could an angry cow injure a farmer with an axe? It's syntactic, structural ambiguity. We'll get to that in a second. Nurse helps dog bite victim. Dog bite victim. There's a patient who gets bitten by a dog, and the nurse helps the victim. Or the nurse helps the dog, right? Helps the dog to bite somebody, right? Helping the dog to bite. Okay, I know it's stupid, but it's ambiguity. All right, you get the idea. Have a think about it. Right? Some of these are going to be in the quiz. I'm going to throw these up quickly, right? I'm not going to explain these. Milk drinkers are turning to powder. Drunk gets 9 months in violin case. And that's it. I'm a huge metal fan. Yeah. So in other words, both of these are huge metal fans. Right? He's a heavy metal music fan, very big one, and this is a very big metal fan. All right, so they're both metal fans. Got that off the internet. How much do you want to cut the grass? Not much. Right. So I don't want to cut the grass very much, but don't particularly want to cut the grass. Or how much money do you want to cut the grass? Yeah. It's hard language is what the baby thinks there. Okay. If your dog does a poo, please put it in a litter bin. Yeah. Now, this is clear ambiguity, and this is referential ambiguity. Please put it in litter bin. Now, expressions like it will nearly always be ambiguous, actually. Yeah. Because you're thinking, well, what are you talking about? And you could easily say, well, this is a stupid example. It is a stupid example in a way, but it kind of demonstrates the point. So if your dog does a poo, please put it in a litter bin. So what does it mean? Well, here, it could mean dog, could mean the poo, right? So, put it in a litter bin, and somebody actually read this sign and said, okay, it could be the dog, so I put my dog in the litter bin. Of course, that's not the real meaning, but it's ambiguous, so you can interpret it that way. Please put it in a litter bin. So anyway, that's, these are referential ambiguities. You've got the idea there. You get some things, some kinds of, the kind of easiest ambiguity, I suppose, in some ways, is lexical ambiguity. If you look at English and Portuguese, in English, the battery could mean this little battery here, or it could mean this kind of car battery. In Portuguese, the word pila or something could be a pile of books like this, or it could be a little battery like this. Yeah. So that refers to two possible meanings. And then bateria in Portuguese actually could refer to this kind of battery, this car battery, or it could be drums. Yeah. So you can see there's lexical ambiguity across languages. And you can think of examples from Japanese where words have different meanings. They're ambiguous. And that's lexical ambiguity, where a word has more than one meaning, right? So in English, battery could refer to this kind of thing, or could refer to this kind of thing. Very often they give examples like bank, right? Bank is lexical ambiguity, could mean a place where you get money, or it could be the side of a river, for example. Okay, not particularly interesting. More than one meaning, right? So this glasses, yeah, glasses has more than one meaning. Could be like that, or it could be something you drink from. Drink wine, for example. Those are glasses. Those are glasses. Those glasses. Glasses, 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 glasses. Right? They're both glasses. Right? So it's the same word, basically, but the meaning is clearly very different. Oops. And then you think, well, this is another example of lexical ambiguity. French teacher. How is that ambiguous? Well, it's not very interesting. It's not very funny, but French teacher could be a teacher of French, right? Or could be a teacher of anything who is French, right? So French teacher could mean the person is French, or the person teaches French. Yeah, so it's lexical ambiguity. It's not particularly exciting, but you know about that. It's ambiguity. And then you get things like structural ambiguity. Okay, this is basically syntax. Yeah. So you'd say, for example, I saw the man with glasses, right? The man with glasses. You can see the noun phrase here. The man with glasses. In this case, the man is wearing glasses. Yeah. The man is wearing glasses. I saw the man is down here, with glasses. I saw you're using a glass. You can see your glasses, using binoculars and like that, and you see the man. Yeah? And you have the glasses, and you see the man. Yeah. So in this case, the man has glasses. In this case, you have the glasses. Okay. It's not particularly exciting, but it's structural ambiguity. Structural ambiguity. It's syntactic. Yeah. Why is that happening all the time? So I saw the man with glasses. I saw the man with glasses. Yeah. I saw the man with glasses. I saw the man with glasses. Yeah. So you get the idea, right? There's two possible interpretations. Not exciting, not very funny, but it's syntax. She killed the man with the tie. Yeah. She killed the man with the tie. And you think, what does that mean? Well, you think about it. So the best way to do it is you think about it here. She killed the man with a tie. What's the two possible interpretations here, and why do you get these interpretations? She killed the man with a tie. Think about that. and you should be able to get two meanings in your head. Yeah? Basically, she killed the man with a tie. In other words, she, whoever she is, killed the man, and she used the tie to kill him. Maybe she strangled him with a tie. Yeah? Or she killed the man with a tie. She killed the man. I mean, the man was wearing a tie, and she killed him. Yeah? So it's like it's two separate situations. In one case, she uses the tie to kill the man. In the other case, the man is wearing a tie. We don't know how she killed him. And we don't know who she is, right? Because she is also ambiguous, right? In fact, in the man with the tie, we don't know who that is either, actually. As you can see, a lot of these things we don't really know. It's not clear. It's ambiguous. Okay, then. So she killed the man with a tie. It could be something like that. She killed the man with the tie. This gives you the situation where maybe she uses the tie to kill the man. In that case, the preposition with the tie is part of the verb phrase. See here, you can say the cat with the tie. Right? This is the cat with the tie. It's a noun phrase. I'm going to kill the cat with my tie. Right? It's a prepositional adverb. So in this case, it could be the cat with my tie. Maybe the cat has your tie, or maybe you're going to use your tie to kill the cat. You've got things like this. Again, this is grammatical, structural. Can I just go out for a second? I want to make sure I'm not losing people here. Okay, sorry. Okay, I think we're all right. Here's another example of structural or grammatical syntactic ambiguity. Here you've got a porcelain egg container, right? This is a porcelain egg container. This is an egg container. Oops. Sorry. This is an egg container. You put eggs in this container, right? Eggs go in here. And it's made of porcelain. Yeah, so this is porcelain egg container. Yeah, it's an egg container which is made of porcelain. Yeah, so that's a porcelain egg container. This is also a porcelain egg container here. Yeah, this is a container. It's kind of box, right? This box is a container, and these are porcelain eggs. Okay, these are porcelain eggs. So this is a porcelain egg container. Let's just show that again. Here's a porcelain. Oh, stop that. This is a porcelain egg container. It's an egg container which is made of porcelain. Yeah. And this is a porcelain egg. Here's porcelain eggs. It's a container. This is a container. It's a funny box or some kind of thing. And it's a container for porcelain eggs. And you can see the way this works out. Porcelain egg container for porcelain eggs. An egg container which is made of porcelain. Okay? The eggs are made of porcelain. And this is the container. It's not made of porcelain. You got the idea, right? That's structural ambiguity. It's syntactic ambiguity. This is a famous one. The chicken is ready to eat, right? Ready to eat could mean that you can eat it. It's ready for you to eat. Or it could mean that the chicken is ready to eat, is ready to start eating. Right? Ready to eat is, again, it's syntactically, structurally ambiguous. In other words, who's ready here? Is it you or is it the chicken? Ready to eat. Okay, ready to eat chicken. And then you've got referential ambiguity. I'll finish in a second, actually, right? Referential ambiguity, his, her, that, this, right? All that stuff. I mean, those kind of things, those are straightforwardly ambiguous. We don't know. It depends on the situation, right? It depends on the context. Depends on the context. His, her, who's his, who's he, right? Who's that, what's this? The reference, what does it refer to? His refers to somebody, some person. That refers to something. Look at this. Right? Look at this. In this case, it's a pen, but could be anything. Ken loves his girlfriend. Ken loves his girlfriend. Who's his, right? Is it Ken's girlfriend or somebody else's? We don't really know. It depends on context. Ken ate his chicken. Is it Ken's chicken or is it somebody else's? Yeah, it's kind of, you could say, a stupid question, but we don't really know. It's ambiguous. It depends on the context. We figure it out. And then you say, well, okay, all these things are really ambiguous. We don't know, right? We don't really know who he or she or his or them or that. We don't know who it is. But does that ever cause any problems? It seems it doesn't cause that many problems because we always know in context somehow. Yeah. And there's not many examples where we don't know. Right? So we're always thinking, what does that mean? And then figuring it out as we go. But they're ambiguous. So, and then we got the last thing I'm going to talk about, and this kind of, this is quite important in linguistics, scope ambiguity. As I say, in linguistics, we don't know what meaning is. It's a big mystery. So we use ambiguity to try to understand what meaning is. Say, for example, you get something like this. This is an example of scope ambiguity. You get something like 3 students shot 4 professors. And I'm going to leave that. We think about that for a bit. 3 students shot 4 professors. Think, what does that mean? What does that mean? 3 students shot 4 professors. And there's 2 ways to see this, right? And this is usually treated in terms of scope ambiguity, which is probably a bit difficult to understand, but we'll spend a bit of time on this. The question here would be like, how many professors died in this case, or how many professors were shot? Yeah. Thinking, what do you mean? It's 4, isn't it? Well, it could be 4, right? Did each student shoot 4 professors is the question. Yeah. Which could be a total of 12 professors. Yeah. So there's 2, or did a gang of 3 professors shoot 4 professors? Yeah. So in other words, you got this gang of three students, and together they shoot the 4 professors. Maybe that seems a bit more likely. But then you've got 3 students shot 4 professors. Could be each student shot 4 professors. Student A shoots 4 professors. Student B shoots 4 professors. Student C shoots 4 professors. That would be 12 professors altogether. Okay, it's possible, right? It's a possible interpretation, and this actually creates huge problems in linguistics, explaining this stuff, believe it or not. But anyway, that's that. So then, because there's only either 12 professors are shot, or maybe there are 4 or 12, right? It's basically the thing. Yeah, okay, that's the basic idea. And you get things like this: every boy likes a girl. So there are 3 boys. Does it mean each boy likes a different girl? Or is there one girl that all the boys like? Every boy likes a girl. There's 2 possibilities there. It's ambiguous. And I suppose the question is, what is that, right? So we tend to think of it in terms of scope. I'll try to explain that a little bit later. Don't worry too much about it, but there's a different kind of ambiguity, and this creates huge problems in linguistics. So there's a number of different possibilities there. And you may think, who cares? And I don't blame you. Okay, not particularly funny, not particularly interesting, but it is an ambiguity. And you might think, well, do you get the same thing happening in Japanese? Right? Do you get the same thing happening in Japanese in these cases? Anyway, think about it, right? I suppose, the question there is who cares? It's not funny, right? But it is ambiguous. And then you get the last kind of ambiguity is pragmatic ambiguity, where you're kind of interpreting the meaning of phrases in different ways. So in this case, if we say, "Can we talk?" Right? If you've got these birds, these budgies or parrots type birds, can we talk? You kind of think, well, are they capable of talking? Right? Do they have the ability to talk? Do they really talk, or do they just repeat noises? Right? In this situation, if you had this situation. So the way we interpret that is that way, but usually when we say, "Can we talk?" it just means, is anybody listening to us? Is it safe? Right? Do you have time to talk? Right? So it kind of depends on the situation, context. So that's pragmatic ambiguity. Can we talk? Do we have the ability to talk? Do we have time to talk? Or can you keep a secret? Right? Are you sympathetic? Right? Is somebody watching us? Right? Or somebody listening to us? Maybe. Can we talk? That might be the way we see it. So that expression can be interpreted in different ways. And if you get the picture of these birds, then you think it's probably going to be the first one. Do we have the ability to talk? Okay, I'm getting close to the end of this, actually, guys. Anyway, so different meanings in different contexts. You've got something like this. A quick example: do you have life insurance? Could be a straightforward question. Could be a kind offer. Maybe I'm offering something. Right? I'm offering life insurance, or could be a warning. I'm going to hit you, so be careful. You better have life insurance, right? Could be a kind of threat, in other words. So it depends, right, what kind of expression that is. Anyway, depends on the situation. So that's pragmatic ambiguity. And I think that is, I'm going to stop there. Actually, I think I've got to the end of that. Yes. Okay, good. Right. And let me tell you, what shall I do here? I know. Let me just go into here. And where are we? Zoom. Here's the quiz. Let's make sure the quiz is up. Okay, here we go. So it's ambiguity. Ambiguity is the actual magic word there. It's ambiguous. The Latin word ambiguitatem. Yes. All over this one is, I didn't actually give you this, but this is actually the Roman Empire. Yeah. You put a capital, it doesn't really matter. I put in a couple of other ones. I said the first picture, either a woman's face or a man playing a saxophone. I put an extra one is here. It's maybe seen as either a duck looking to the left or and this is obviously a rabbit, I think. And then I did the question here. I love ambiguity more than most people. This is ambiguous because it can mean that I love ambiguity more than most people love ambiguity, or it could mean that I love ambiguity more than I love most people. Okay, so check that one out. There's the pickling and bottling stuff, the mother leaving the kid outside to drink beer. In this case, it's ambiguous because it's not clear who is drinking the beer, the mother or the kid. Shoot dead. Dead may be part of a phrasal verb, shoot dead, or as an adjective. Adjective. Modifying the noun phrase, serial offender. dead serial offender. A serial offender who is dead. Okay, I'm not going to give any more of that actually because I think it's going to be straightforward. Okay, then, guys. So that is going to be that. Ambiguity, yes. Should hope you have fun with that. Some of these examples, I hope they're funny, right? They're funny to native speakers because we get it. We get the meaning, the two different meanings at the same time, and sometimes it seems a bit strange and makes us laugh. That's the idea there. But ambiguity is very important in linguistics because meaning is fundamentally a mystery. And by looking at the different meanings of things, we figure out some things about how meaning works. There's different kinds of ambiguity. There's lexical ambiguity. There's referential ambiguity. There's structural ambiguity. There's syntax. And there's also pragmatic ambiguity. So you're going to check that out. Okay, then, guys, I'm going to stop there. So if there's no questions or comments, give me a thumbs up sign if everything's okay. There's no problem. Yes, I think we're okay. Seems like everything is all right. In that case, then, guys, do the quiz. I'll give you a bit of time to do the quiz, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, then, guys. Don't know if anybody has any questions. If you have any questions or comments. Still got 9 people in there, guys. Any questions or comments? Doesn't seem like. Everybody's okay? Okay then, guys, I'm going to close this down. So see you next time. Bye-bye.